Hey guys, Atlas here. I have not recorded in such a long time that I decided that in order for me to keep my YouTube active, I need to actually record. But I don't know about you guys. I've been really preoccupied lately, and I've been traveling, and I'm about to travel again. And the fall is, oh my gosh, it's my favorite season, and I love getting out and exploring during this time of year. It's one of my favorites because the colors are just incredible during this time. I'm sure you can tell that I'm from the South from my voice, but right now the leaves are just now starting to change. So it's it's almost there. It's like the peak of beauty for my state is coming up really soon. But I haven't been keeping up with everything that has been going on, like the newest developments with Trump or anything else with that whole side of things. So I'm not going to pretend tonight that I know what's going on. I mean, in this whole world, I mean, anything that happens within a day, 24 hours is so old news because everything just cycles through so fast. So um, I've just been so preoccupied that I haven't. I mean, yesterday I was so focused on what I was doing at the store that I rammed, like I rammed like five things with my cart, and one of them happened to be a human. So I've just been a little chaotic with things going on in my life, but I have still loved um, things that have been happening. But I just haven't focused on this aspect of things that normally I would be up to date on, like, all the time, because it was just something that I loved. But lately I just haven't. So tonight we're going to talk about humanity and what we have to offer, because I think that that's really important right now. I mean, we have so many systems that are starting to break. We have the pharmaceutical, we have the healthcare industry, like the FDA, the um, political, the financial. All of these things right now are starting to, I think they're beginning to crumble. And I think that when you have that, at some point, there's going to be a massive thing that causes a lot of pain. All of these systems have to break. I mean, they're basically like the house that was built on sand, and now the storm is coming. Um, I was thinking about how today I was trying to think of the last time that we've actually had a war, and within our country, it was the Civil War. You know, people really haven't had to fight as much. We have this slogan of saying USA, the land of the free, but I don't think people really realize that we haven't been as free as they've portrayed it. And since they've tried to do this thing in the arm, um, it's caused so much division, within families and friends that would never happen otherwise. It's caused this massive chasm between people, almost like we just forgot who we were. We've almost lost our humanity because it separated us by fear. And that's the way the occult works, the cabal. And I was thinking about how much love that we really do have for each other. And when you go back to 9/11, for example, when that plane hit the towers, I mean, everyone remembers where they were when 9/11 happened. It's like locked in. You remember how you felt in that moment. You remember all the details of that moment. And you also remember what it was like, how the whole United States just came together when that happened. The cabal uses fear, and they use destruction and everything to cause panic. But what they don't ever calculate, because they don't understand, is the actual love that people have for one another. They don't get that. They don't understand what that concept even feels like. Recently, well, I guess it's been about a month, so yeah, I mean, it still is recent, but I was out of state, and around 6:30 in the morning, I woke up, and the Lord just kind of put something on my heart at that time, and all of this stuff just kind of started pouring into my soul. That's what it felt like. And for about the period of, I would say, about 5 seconds. I mean, it was such a short period of time, but in that period of time, the Lord showed me, or allowed me to feel love, like in its purest form. Love that you have never even experienced in your life. I don't know about you, but I have children, and when you give birth to a child and someone places that child in your arms, that is like the purest form of love that you feel here. But that's not what I felt. I felt something so deep, so much deeper than what you experience in this natural realm. And when that happened, I just cried. I fell on my knees and just cried in that moment, because it was so powerful. And I didn't understand at the time what that meant, because sometimes the Lord doesn't show me things right then. He allows me time to process it. And sometimes I don't know the meaning of it. But it took probably about 3 days. And when I realized what it was, it blew me away again. And the Lord also gives me confirmations as well through other people or different things, that if I feel like that is what the Lord is wanting to say to me, then usually within that day, I will get something from someone else that says something very similar to what the Lord put on my heart. And what he put on my heart that day was that love that I experienced, that pure, incredible love that is just totally from another realm. It was like the love that we were intended to have before it was stolen. Like bringing everything back to Eden. The way that it was intended before sin entered. The way that God actually sees us. And the way that we are supposed to see each other. We're supposed to love each other in just this most incredible and deep and powerful way. But we've lost it. And I think that through tragedy, through pain, there is a coming together of community that is so strong that the cabal doesn't understand, but we do. And I think that through this whole process, at some point, there's going to be a lot of pain. And I remember 107 had said that that's what he wants. He wants it to be extremely painful. And I get that. Experience is learned through pain. And you never want to go back to what we were. You have to learn. You have to learn how much we've been lied to. the very systems that are put in place to protect us have actually been killing us. The people that we put our faith in. It's so massive that all things have to fall and be rebuilt on a completely new system. And I believe that that system has to be what is right for humanity. And I was thinking about this love that we have. You know, we've had so many things kind of put in our life, right? I mean, sports is always there, we get busy with our day-to-day stuff. We have so many things with social media where we don't even talk anymore. I mean, I will see people sitting right beside each other and they're texting one another in a restaurant when they could just be sitting there having a verbal conversation, but instead it's through their phones. People don't even know how to communicate, how to connect. But through pain and through maybe dismantling a lot of those things that have been in our lives, that have kept us from focusing on the reality, because that's really what it did. It's like this shiny new toy over here. And it's kept you from realizing what's going on, what manipulation that they have put you through. And one of the biggest things that we have is our pride. We have a problem with understanding that we were wrong. I mean, we've been lied to, of course, all of our lives. But accepting the fact that we have is going to be a problem. Because then you question everything when you start finding it out. And questioning is good. It's good to question stuff. That's what you're supposed to do. And I think that at some point, through pain, we're going to come back together as a community. We're going to come back together in the way that we're supposed to. We're going to communicate with each other and love each other on a different level than we ever have. At least anything that I've ever experienced in my life. I know that it's going to be different. And I think it's going to be so fundamentally different that it's going to just rock our world to where we have no option but to love one another and to care and to appreciate what all we have to offer, because it's so much. I mean, one of the reasons why I love doing the roundtable on Patriots Channel is because I'm in this group of these wonderful people. None of them I've ever met. Like, I've never seen one of these people in my life. But we're all so connected. We might have different views on things, of course, but for the majority of it, we're connected. We actually agree. And it's so powerful to sit there and to hear other people's perspectives of things and just be like, wow, this is amazing, because that's been lost. This whole time they've been so busy separating us that we forgot what it was like to listen and really enjoy one another instead of fighting and bickering all the time. But that's where we are. But I don't think that's where we're going. And I think that this love that I felt was projected for the future, for humanity. I mean, could you imagine what it would be like to not be controlled by the occult systems, by the cabal? I mean, I really don't think, I mean, as much research as I've done, I don't know it all. And I know that I'm going to be shocked to my core of all of the stuff that they're going to show that we've been lied to about. It's going to be so massive that we don't even have an idea. But I think that the reason why so many people are awake right now, I think that their purpose is to help a lot of the other ones who wanted to trust these systems so badly. I mean, they're taking these things in their arm just so they can, giving up their freedom, just so they can go to their favorite restaurant to eat. You're not even thinking about things in perspective of what the reality is, of what you're actually giving up, because we haven't really had to fight. And now it's thrust in our face, and it's causing us to really think about where we are. And it's causing such a huge division between people. People that would never really fight over issues all of a sudden become enemies, never talk again because of something so small. And when they start exposing that, exposing the lies that they've done, that's kept us separated, that's kept us divided from one another, it's going to be huge. When they start exposing all of the crimes that have been happening behind our backs, I mean, so many people want to believe that these politicians are great people, that these pharmaceutical industry people are great people. And I'm sure that there are some that are in those systems. Of course, there has to be. But there's also so much evil in it. And when they realize how deeply that they've been lied to, how their family members could have been saved by cures that they've kept back because well people don't bring in money. Sick people do. And it's not just one system. It's other systems. They all build on top of each other because they're all created by the same people. And at some point, through this pain that we're going to experience, I think it's going to bring us back to a place that we were supposed to be in the beginning, where we truly value one another and we truly love each other for who we are and appreciate one another in a way that has been we've just been preoccupied with things in life, that we haven't truly seen one another. Not the way we're meant to be seen, because it's just, there's so many diversions in life that they put in front of us. Like I said, like this shiny new toy over here. Look over here. Don't look at one another. And when we do, it's going to be massive, because love is the biggest gift that we have. And it's something that the cabal is so blind to. But I hope that at the end of all of this, that you can forgive people and just willingly just go over there and give them a hug. And I think we can. I think we're going to be so big to the people that have been so lost and haven't seen all of these things that have been taking place, that have been so blinded to what all has been going on. I think that the people that have been paying attention are going to be so healing in that moment. And I believe that what we were put here for, what we were awakened for, is for a reason. And it's for this next phase. It's for us loving one another and providing healing after all of this pain. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. I know I didn't do something that I normally do, but I decided to take it to a different direction tonight. But I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.